Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm excited to share with you my latest book. This is a book that I made from a vintage doily. It was one that I found at the thrift shop and it just worked perfect for this book, and so I'm just happy to share it with you. It has this gorgeous cross stitch, and I'm not sure what kind of stitch that is. I'm sure it has a certain name. I don't know what it is. But it has that gorgeous cross stitch. I grabbed that color and brought it in there, put a nice vintage button there. And this was what I was really going for. I wanted to put this cross stitch binding to echo the rose cross stitch binding on cross stitch work on the front. Isn't that just sweet? So there's so much that you can do with the binding other than just standard binding, and it just adds so much to the book. The back, I did just continue with the whole polka dot French knot look, and then I broke it up with the lace, the vintage lace. Here's a peek at the edges of my book, bringing the various colors in. Okay, this I should show you too. This my friend Sandy gave me, and it's just wonderful, isn't it? So it's a bookmark, and it just goes in at any page that you like to keep your page, and it works perfect for something like this because you can add a dangle without actually having to structurally add a dangle to your book. So I love that. Thank you, Sandy. So let's take a peek. So as we open it up, now this picture right here is what made the whole book. So I had the cover going on, and then I found this picture. I just bought the book that this picture is in, and then I put it in here, and it just really struck me. Have you guys ever seen that picture by Mary Englebright, where there's that older lady looking in a mirror and she sees her younger self in the mirror? That's what this reminded me of. You see this doily that maybe some sweet little grandma made, but really in her heart this is who she still is, and that's what this book is about. It's like remembering who you are and not what the everybody else sees the outside of you to be. So I just added some little things in here. I tried to keep it a simple look. I wanted the pages just to have depths and texture to them. So you'll see, like, this is a vintage piece of book. I've got doilies in here. I wanted to put papers that represented kind of my life. This comes from your tea. You know how the tea box has that liner in it? If you smell it, you can still smell peppermint. So this is what that is, and I really like how that works out in the book. Music pages. So some of this paper is my specialty paper. It's some of the paper that I used in the book that was published in Somerset Studio, and so I have that incorporated in here as well. Isn't that cute? Just the little Tim Holtz gals sitting right on the edge there. I love that. There's so many fun things that you can do with books. There just is. That's a little Tim Holtz flower. Here's some of that paper. I was going to do more stamping. I put a little bit here, but I decided I would do stamping and more embellishing as I went along and actually filled it out. Now I'll be filling this out with like quotes or statements, things that have to do with reminding me, you know, who I am. This is just a little flip. That's a fabric piece I'm pulling up there. I love that soft, pretty ribbon. So as you go through, now so this is a vintage receipt that I got. It's a 1917 receipt. I always like putting something in there like that. It's just it's a big deal to me because it's just like a piece of history, and I just don't want to squander it. So here's some more of that paper, and just adding different colors, different textures. These pinks and blues right here, these represent my 3 children. I have one daughter and 2 boys, and this was a lace that Kathleen made that I just loved. So anyway, so that's that in there. Just different things to represent life and goodness. Sewing needles. It's the other end of that receipt. Fun little stamp. So it's a sweet little book. You can see I have lots of pages to write on, but yet my pages each, like these ones here, see, each of them are different. Just the pages themselves without any extra embellishment. They make the book and the page. They tell the story. Little butterfly. That's the other side of the one on the other page. I love just adding just little things here and there, going into my little stash. This is from a piece of music. That's just a ripped off corner from that. This flips up. This one reminds me like also of my dad. My dad was a butcher, and so just that paper and that crinkling. So there's so many papers and things that you can get and use that represent your life. It makes it fun. Big coffee stained one. I love that one. Reminds me of my Grammy. Receipt. This is simple, but yet it's just fun. I love that button, how it goes there. So you can see all the texture and all the movement. That's a pretty flower, huh? Just about to the end. And I actually loved how just that bit of the paper sticks through. Normally, you know, you maybe put a whole page through or put a half page through. But I really focused on this book of putting these little tiny pieces that would just stick through. It wouldn't necessarily be something that I would write on, but it just adds a little bit of interest to the book like that. This is a tea bag that I have glued on right there, ripped up and glued on. And then at the back here, this is a pocket with a few different things tucked inside of it, the little lace pocket. So that is my book. I hope you enjoyed it. I love this sweet little book. So I hope you have a great day. Lots of fun things that you can make. So enjoy yourself. Talk to you later. Bye.